Okay, hey there. This video is going to be about how to use the Microsoft Money app to make more informed decisions about the choices that you make for your stocks. So hopefully you can see the screen here, and you should be able to see what I'm seeing. So right now I have up this stock, which is Boeing. So this is an airline stock. So if you go to the top, this is the overview screen over here. I'm sorry, this is Shopify. That was the stock that I covered in the last video. We're actually going to use this screen as well as compare it to Boeing's, so you can kind of see the different businesses. So here's your price. February 7th, it was at 890. Now it's at 858. Or pretty close to that, 866. All right. Let me show you something called the key statistics for a stock or a company. Something that I learned today was about the net income. So this number is good for the year, I believe. And I'm going to go and show you a few other websites because, like I say, I'm not the expert for stock investing, but I have been investing for about a year and a half. And this app is on the Windows computer. It's called Microsoft Money. And it tells you more than you probably want to know about the stock, but it'll help you make an informed decisions. So the two pieces I want to focus on today are the net profit margin. Okay, the net profit margin. And if you see up here, you also have net income. So those are different. I'm going to dive more into the net profit margin by showing you this other screen. If I can find it, give me just a minute here. Okay, so I went to the internet. This is from Bing. What is a good net profit margin for a stock? So this reads, a good margin will vary considerably by industry, but as a rule of thumb, a 10% net profit margin. So that's our word for the day that we're discussing. Net profit margin is considered average. 20% margin is considered high or good, and a 5% margin is low. So the guidelines are going to vary by industry and company size, and can be impacted by a variety of other factors. So that was from corporatefinanceinstitute.com. The next one I wanted to show you was from Google. Okay, let me make sure we're on the same screen here. Yes, it looks like we're on the same screen. Okay, what is a good profit margin for stocks? That's what I typed into google.com. So I'm not just trusting one source, I'm getting more than one source before I invest when I look at these metrics for the stocks. So what is a good net profit margin for a stock? And again, you have a general rule of thumb. 10% net profit margin is considered average. 20% margin is considered high or good. And a 5% margin is low. And again, here, this is from Investopedia. And today, don't forget, we're focusing on the net profit margin. And here it is. So this is helping us figure out, what is really driving the company. Net profit margins are a better measure of overall profitability. So that's why sometimes investors look at the net profit margin. It measures total sales less any business expenses, and then divides that number by total revenue. And if you're like me and you're a math nerd and you like to see the equation, here's the actual equation, how to compute the net profit margin, which is just going to be your net profit divided by your sales times 100. Okay. In simple terms, net profit is the amount of a company retains after deducting all costs, interest, depreciation, taxes, and other expenses. In fact, the net profit margin can turn out to be a potent point of reference to gauge the strength of a company's operations and its cost control measures. Okay, so now that we've looked on the internet a little bit, went to a few different sites, we have a better idea of what's going on with these stocks. So now I'm going to pull up two separate stocks. One is going to be Shopify and the other is going to be Boeing. And we're going to go look at the net profit margin of these two companies to kind of help us understand where we should be putting our money. So here we are with Shopify side. So to find the net profit margin, you're going to scroll down and here it is. So there's that number. Remember, we had the 10% is average, 20% is good, and 5% is considered low. So you have and this is by percentage. So this matches up with what was on the website. So there, I mean, this is a pretty average company with a 10.91 net profit margin. If you want to compare it to the industry, the industry average, it looks like it's averaging about 11.26. Anyway, so this is Shopify, and you can look here for the net income and say, hey, these guys are making money after paying all their expenses, so that's good. Now, if I go back to the home screen, I've made a watch list, and this is something you might want to do, is make a watch list. So here's Boeing. I want to talk about this one. Here's the chart for today. It got to a high of 214 today. And this is an airline company. You're welcome to read more articles here to see what's going on with the company. But we're talking about 737 MAX jets and other different products that fly in the air. So if we really want to get to the nuts and bolts, we're going to click key statistics. And we take a look, we're like, ooh, negative 4.2 billion. And I believe that's just for the year. Okay, so these are the year numbers, and you may want to do your own research on that. But that's not a super good sign. But if you think, we had the pandemic, nobody was really allowed to travel in the airplanes. And so, it's probably explaining why they're having negative net incomes, because their business went away quite a bit during the pandemic. But let's go and compare and look at the net profit margin here. And we're at a negative amount. So as you can see, this business has been struggling due to the pandemic. And, these numbers are saying it right here. They had a negative net profit margin. And again, this was a video, and let me show you what we reviewed today. Today we reviewed what net profit margin is. It is going to be the net profit divided by the sales times 100. And according to google.com, a good margin is 10% is average. Okay, 20% is considered high or good, and a 5% margin is low. So before you invest, you may want to consider the net profit margin, and that'll tell you the strength of the company. So again, thank you for watching. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more guidance on what you're doing for investing. And again, you can make your own decisions. This is in no means a recommendation to buy Boeing or to buy Shopify, but we did compare those two net profit margins. And it looks like to me, I want to buy Shopify instead because they have a higher net profit margin. Okay, thank you for watching. And now you know a little bit more about the app Microsoft Money, and you can understand one of the statistics which is presented by Microsoft Money. Thank you and have a great day.